Yo, what's good, fam? Your boy's back with the most disrespectful.
Rabbit hole is still deep. I can go further, I promise.
He said that he can go further.
What you mean you can go further? What are you talking about? I thought Meet the Grams was it.
So he got more.
Did he really just say that? Breakdown in hip-hop history. We talking about Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us and the bars that didn't just diss Drake, they straight up destroyed his whole identity, his image, his legacy, and his place in the culture. This is psychological warfare disguised as wordplay, and I promise you, by the end of this video, you gonna see why Drake ain't never coming back from this. If you ready for the most high energy, evidence-packed, and straight up hilarious deep dive you ever heard, smash that like, hit subscribe, and let's get into it. Let's set the scene. Drake been running the game for 15 years. Billboard #1s, Spotify king, every brand in his pocket, every city screaming Six God. The man was untouchable, but Kendrick, he saw through all that. He saw the mask, the persona, the certified lover boy act, and he said, nah, you not like us, you not even close. And then he dropped the most layered, most disrespectful, most surgical bars in diss track history. Let's start with the hook that the whole culture shook. Rabbit hole is still deep, I can go further, I promise. Now, most people think this just means Kendrick got more dirt on Drake, right? Like, yo, I got more secrets, more receipts, more skeletons in the closet. But that's just the surface level. The genius is in the setup. Kendrick's not just talking about having more information, he's setting up the most devastating comparison in hip-hop history. The rabbit hole isn't just about secrets, it's about rabbits. And when you realize what rabbit he's talking about, you'll understand why this might be the most disrespectful bars ever written. Then comes the nuclear bomb. B-RAD stands for bitch, and you Malibu most wanted.
There's some B-RAD stands for bitch, and you Malibu most wanted.
Did he call him Malibu's most wanted?
Obviously, it's a play off the movie, but he's saying like, look, there's more dirt on you that I haven't even exposed yet.
Y'all, Kendrick just compared Drake to the most embarrassing character in rap movie history. For those who don't know, B-RAD is from Malibu's Most Wanted, a parody of white rappers trying to act black. This character was so cringe that it became a meme, and Kendrick just said Drake is that character. But it gets worse. B-RAD is Jewish, had a bar mitzvah, and used rap music to rebel, just like Drake. Kendrick literally found Drake's twin in the most embarrassing rap character ever created and said, that's you. That's not just a diss, that's a whole identity crisis on wax. And the cultural assassination? The Malibu Most Wanted part is where Kendrick gets surgical. Malibu represents everything hip-hop is not. Wealthy, suburban, fake. Kendrick's saying Drake belongs in Malibu, not in the culture. This is the ultimate outsider accusation. Kendrick's not just saying Drake is fake, he's saying Drake is a tourist in black culture, just like B-RAD was a tourist in hip-hop. The disrespect is astronomical. That's like telling a vegan they belong at a barbecue cookout. Bruh, you out of place. But Kendrick don't stop there. He goes for the humiliation. Ain't no law, boy. You ball boy. Fetch Gatorade or something.
Ain't no law, boy, you ball boy. Fetch Gatorade.
It's beat fire!
This is where the humiliation reaches peak levels. Kendrick reduced Drake from rap superstar to water boy, from headliner to assistant. And the sports reference is perfect because Drake's always courtside supporting different teams like a bandwagon fan. Kendrick's saying you're not a player. You're the guy who brings players their drinks. You the towel boy, the Gatorade fetcher, the dude who gets left out the team photo. And then the victory lap. Since 2009, I had this bitch jumping.
Since 2009, I had this bitch jumping.
This is Kendrick's victory lap. He's saying he's been controlling the culture since Drake was still nobody. The irony is beautiful, saying he's been making the culture jump while Drake was just following trends. Let's break down the layers. The rabbit hole is a quadruple entendre. 1. Kendrick got more dirt. 2. B-RAD, the embarrassing white rapper. 3. Drake's Jewish heritage and bar mitzvah, just like B-RAD. 4. The idea that Drake's whole career is a fairy tale, a fantasy, a rabbit hole of make-believe. Kendrick's saying, you not just fake, you're a movie character, you're a punchline, you're a meme. That's a roast and a TED Talk. And the B-RAD comparison? That's not just funny, it's historic. B-RAD is the most embarrassing white rapper character in movie history. He's a parody, a joke, a cautionary tale. And Kendrick just said, Drake, that's you. That's like telling a chef he cooks like Chef Boyardee. That's like telling a boxer he fights like Glass Joe. That's like telling a rapper he's the B-RAD of hip-hop. That's a career ender. But Kendrick don't stop there. He goes for the cultural kill shot. Malibu is the opposite of Compton. Malibu is the beach, the mansions, the privilege, the fake. Compton is the struggle.
Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like fuck. What's that on a beat, bro? Beat, bro, any rap, he a freak, though.
Compton is the struggle, the authenticity, the real. Kendrick saying, you not from the struggle, you not from the culture, you Malibu's most wanted, not Compton's most respected. That's a roast and a history lesson. And the ball boy bar, that's just disrespectful. Kendrick saying, you not even in the game, you on the sidelines, fetching Gatorade for the real players. That's like telling LeBron he's the water boy. That's like telling Jay-Z he's the intern. That's like telling Drake he's the ball boy at his own concert. The disrespect is off the charts. And the victory lap? Kendrick saying, I've been running this since 2009. You just catching up. You niggas will get a wedgie, be flipped over your boxers.
You niggas will get a wedgie, be flipped over your boxers.
Bruh, Kendrick is out here giving grown men wedgies on wax. That's not just a diss, that's a whole flashback to middle school. He's saying, Drake, your whole crew is so soft, I could pull up, yank your drawers, and flip you over like it's gym class. The imagery is wild. Drake and OVO getting bullied in the lunchroom, boxers over their heads, everybody pointing and laughing. That's not just a roast, that's a public service announcement. Don't mess with Compton or you gon' leave with your Fruit of the Looms in a knot. But it gets deeper. The boxers flip isn't just about physical humiliation, it's about flipping their whole reputation. Kendrick saying, I'm not just beating you in a rap battle, I'm upending your whole comfort zone, your whole image, your whole sense of self. It's physical and lyrical power. And the foreshadowing? This sets up the posture jab at OVO 40 later in the verse, keeping the theme of physical vulnerability running through the whole track. Kendrick saying, you not just getting roasted, you getting exposed, flipped, and left hanging. And the Compton dominance? That's Kendrick tying the act of public humiliation to his hometown. He's saying, this is how we do it in Compton. We don't just beat you, we embarrass you. We make you wish you never stepped in the ring. Drake's outsider status never looked so soft. Now let's get to the OVO roast. What OVO for? The other vaginal option? Pussy.
What OVO for? The other vaginal option?
The other vaginal option and called him a pussy right after.
He's tearing down your logos. He's straight hoeing you niggas.
Is legit having fun right now. He's playing with his food at this point, man. He's just playing with it.
Bruh, this is next level disrespect. Kendrick just rebranded Drake's whole label. OVO used to stand for October's very own. Now it's other vaginal option. That's not just a diss, that's a whole rebrand. Kendrick saying, your label ain't hard, it's soft. Your crew ain't killers, they kittens. And the pussy punch? That's a double entendre, both vaginal, pun material, and coward. Kendrick saying, you and your whole squad are soft and everybody knows it. But wait, there's more. The option pun hints at anal sex, using sexual innuendo to question masculinity. Kendrick's not just calling Drake soft, he's calling him out for being confused, for not knowing who he is, for being other in every sense. And the OVO insult? That's a callback to Kendrick's earlier tracks, implying OVO is soft and feminine. Kendrick's applying pressure, leveraging taboos and sexual insults, a classic tactic for escalation in hip-hop rivalries. He's saying, you not just losing, you getting emasculated. And then the posture jab. Nigga better straighten they posture, got famous all up in Compton.
Nigga better straighten they posture, got famous all up in Compton.
This is a direct jab at OVO 40, Drake's producer, who has MS in a noticeable posture. It's controversial, it's layered, and it's cold. Kendrick's telling OVO to stand up physically, but also to man up. It's a layered mockery and challenge. And the wordplay on 4-4? What's OVO? 4 links to 40's name, making the insult multi-dimensional. Kendrick saying, you got famous in Compton, but you still can't stand tall. It's a parallel to Pusha T's previous MS-related diss lines from Story of Adidon, continuing established battle themes. And the Compton contrast? Kendrick saying, you got famous off my city, but you'll never be from here. You'll never stand tall in Compton. The disrespect is interconnected, looping back to the wedgie, boxer's humiliation, stacking physical and reputational attacks. Now let's get academic. Might write this for the doctorate. Tell the pop star quit hiding.
Might write this for the doctorate. Tell the pop star quit
Kendrick's
hiding.
comparing his rap skills and the depth of his diss tracks to doctoral dissertations implies intellectual authority in hip-hop. He's saying, I'm not just rapping, I'm teaching. I'm writing the curriculum. You out here writing captions, I'm writing doctrine. And the Pulitzer flex? Kendrick's the first rapper to win a Pulitzer Prize, symbolizing artistic and critical approval. He's saying, I got the credentials, you got the captions. Doctrine versus pop. Kendrick's approach is true to the roots of rap, while Drake is viewed as chasing trends and avoiding real confrontation. And the vacation taught? Kendrick's clowning Drake for claiming he's going on vacation and refusing to engage, mocking his reluctance to respond authentically. You hiding, bruh. Come outside and catch these bars. And then the hands-on bar. And I'm hands-on. He fuck around, get
No
polished.
accident, I'm hands on. He around, get polished.
I'm hands on. You around and get polished. You feel me? But
This
also,
is a triple entendre. Polished means to finish off an opponent, meaning to kill or decisively defeat. Polished also means refined skill, showing Kendrick's advanced craft. And polished is a reference to Drake's painted nails, mocking his fashion statements. Kendrick saying, you wanna play with me? You gon' get finished, you gon' get outclassed, and you gon' get clowned for your manicure. It's a personal pushback, continuing Kendrick's euphoria theme of escalation. Kendrick promises to outdo Drake at every turn. And the best part? He flips Drake's own chip a nail bar from push-ups, turning self-expression against him. Hypermasculinity versus softness. Kendrick saying, you out here painting your nails, I'm out here painting masterpieces. The visual disrespect is real. Kendrick's aware of the internet culture, the memes, the viral images of Drake's painted nails, and he's using it all against him. Let's talk about the importance of keeping it real. Kendrick's not just roasting for fun, he's holding up a mirror to the culture. He's saying, we gotta do better. We gotta break the cycle. We gotta stop letting money and fame blind us to what really matters. He's engaging the audience directly. What I'm about to show y'all is bigger than rap. It's about family, legacy, and breaking generational curses. Kendrick's building a community of people who want to see hip-hop grow, not just entertain. And the comedy? Bruh, faking it in hip-hop is like wearing a fake chain to a pool party. The second you jump in, everybody gonna see the green ring around your neck. You can't fake the funk. The culture got chlorine, and it's gonna expose you. You ever see a rapper flexing a rented Lambo, then the rental company posts a receipt on Twitter? That's a rap. You ever see a dude claim he's a street legend, then his grandma calls in to the radio station and says, he was in the chess club? That's a rap. The culture will find your receipts, your yearbook photos, your old tweets, and turn you into a meme before you can say, no cap. But here's the flip side. When you keep it real, even your L's become W's. You can admit you messed up, and the culture will forgive you. You can say, yeah, I took an L, but I learned from it. That's how you build respect. That's how you build a legacy. That's how you become a legend. Let's talk about the legacy. When you keep it real, your music becomes timeless. People still bumping Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Jay-Z, Kendrick, Cole.
You ain't gonna get these back.
Kept it real. They told their stories. They didn't try to be something they weren't. They didn't chase trends. They set them. That's how you become a legend. And the roast? Bruh, if you fake it, you might get famous, but you'll never get respect. You'll be the punchline, not the headline. You'll be the meme, not the movement. The culture don't reward fakes, it exposes them. So what's the lesson? Keep it real. Be yourself. Tell your story. Don't chase trends, don't chase clout, don't chase validation. The culture will respect you for being authentic, even if you're not perfect. In fact, the culture loves imperfection. It loves flaws. It loves growth. That's what makes hip-hop beautiful. And the comedy? Bruh, if you ever catch yourself faking it, just remember, somewhere out there, there's a kid with Wi-Fi and too much time on his hands ready to turn your whole life into a TikTok roast. Don't give him the ammo. Keep it real, and you'll never have to worry about getting exposed.
How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options.
Let's talk about the psychological warfare. Kendrick ain't just clowning, he's diagnosing. He's saying, Drake, you're not just a bad rapper, you're a product of a broken system. He's exposing the trauma, the cycles, the pain. He's making the audience uncomfortable, but that's the point. Discomfort means it's working. Every section promises deeper, darker content. You can't look away. You gotta know what's coming next. And the validation? Kendrick's saying what a lot of people been thinking but were too scared to say. He's giving voice to the discomfort, the questions, the doubts. And the resolution? By the end, you got a framework to understand the experience. You see the pattern, the cycle, the reason why Drake is the way he is. Let's talk about the pacing and rhythm. No dead air, constant forward momentum. Varied sentence length creates natural rhythm. Repetitive emphasis, key phrases reinforced multiple times. Smooth transitions. Each section flows naturally to the next. That's how you keep people locked in for 30 minutes straight. Let's talk about authority building. Kendrick's not just roasting, he's teaching. He's referencing hip-hop history, technical analysis, production, delivery, psychological elements, cultural commentary, understanding of community reactions, comparative expertise, ability to rank and categorize. He's showing you he's not just a rapper, he's a scholar, a critic, a diagnostician. Let's bring it all home. Kendrick's Not Like Us bars about the rabbit hole, B-RAD, Malibu, the ball boy, and the victory lap are the most layered, most savage, most uncomfortable roast in hip-hop history. He exposes Drake's identity illusion, his cultural vulturism, and the generational curse that keeps repeating. He don't just diss Drake, he dissects him. He don't just roast a man, he exposes the system that made him. And the wildest part? Drake can't respond, because if he does, he's admitting Kendrick's right. If he ignores it, the roast stands. If he tries to flip it, he just looks defensive. That's checkmate, fam. That's psychological warfare at its finest. Is authenticity still the most important thing in hip-hop? Or is it all about the image now? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like, and hit subscribe for more breakdowns that go deeper than the surface. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.